Little Miss Recap contains adult language. Little Miss Recap is intended for entertainment purposes only. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Little Miss Recap. My name is Amy.
Hi, I'm Amanda.
And today we have Ryan Bailey.
Hey, Ryan, welcome.
Hi, Ryan.
Well, thanks for having me. Wow, what a honor to get a homework assignment to rewatch a classic episode of television.
Ryan, I am barely introducing you, I realize, because everybody knows who you are.
Yes.
Yeah, by the way, yeah, that's, I mean, like, and I don't even, like, at this point, I feel like I'm a burden more than I help anything.
No.
It's me, it's Ryan, guys. Hey,
Yeah.
what's up?
If you don't listen to So Bad It's Good, I don't know what you're doing.
Absolutely.
So there we
Yeah, what are you
It's
doing?
mandatory listening.
But wait, have you ladies ever thought about this? Is that I keep thinking about, I was thinking about this before I came on today, is that how is anybody picking up any new podcast lately? Like, you know, there's like 5 days of my show, 5 days of your show. We have these Patreons. We have all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And I know me, myself, I'm like pretty much listening to audiobooks now, like mainly, and I'll try to listen to music. But I'm like, how are people doing this? And then I really frighten myself with that thought because I'm like, oh, your job's going to be in jeopardy within like, sorry to start negative. Sorry to start negative, you guys. Sorry.
I think about this often, and we are in the Sister Wives universe, you know, as you dip a toe in from here to there. And there are people, myself included, that I have to listen to 6 different podcasts about the same episode of Sister Wives.
Of Cody Brown.
Yes.
Wait. So you guys, you cover Sister Wives and you listen to other shows about Sister Wives? See,
yes.
Sure.
I see. I have a strict rule, unless like it's a guest coming on my show, I will not listen because I feel like it poisons my actual thought. Like I don't want to inadvertently take somebody else's take, if that makes, I want my own bad take. I want my own horrible take.
It does.
Yeah,
it does. We're really good about not listening to some, because we record most things in advance because of screeners, etc. So at a minimum, we haven't listened to anybody else talk about this episode before. Yeah. So we have that perspective.
But also, don't forget, we're a little late to the game. So it would be like if you started a Housewives podcast like today. There's already a vernacular that people use. There's a vocabulary people use to talk about Housewives that's kind of accepted. And I feel
horrible,
like Sister Wives,
horrific,
train wreck, assholes.
And I feel like Sister Wives, like there's already accepted norms in that universe. Like Robin is terrible.
Yes.
Cody is terrible.
Yeah.
These are accepted things.
Well,
So
by the way, I think there is
coming.
with Sister Wives, I notice, and I actually like that there are those accepted things where I feel like with Housewives, it is a shade different in the sense that there is a fan for everyone. Like, you know, I'll think of somebody that's like 100% horrible person and somebody will be like, that person's my favorite. And I'll be like, whoa. So it seems like there's a segment of the audience that likes everybody, no matter how bad they are.
Like for 2 episodes when Amanda and I were the only Brooks Marks fans in the universe.
And then that went away very quickly.
Which, by the way, Brooks Marks, he's premiering his own show, NYC Prep, that airs Tuesday night on Bravo. And by the way, in honor of today, I'm wearing my Brooks Marks sweatsuit.
Oh my God.
From my
That's amazing.
favorite designer, Brooks Marks.
So are you going to be covering that new show?
I'll be talking about it, but I won't be recapping to like the degree I recap the other shows. And I watched the first episode, and it's good. Like I mean, it's one of those things that I hate to pass judgment because I feel like it's going to take a second to warm up and to meet the newer characters. You already know some of the offspring of the Housewives people that are in here, but there are other new characters. So I feel like it might be a slow burn, but I mean, I enjoy, like, listen, I'll watch 42 minutes of anything. So this wasn't a horrific watch by any stretch of the imagination.
Okay. So can you confirm that this sweatsuit is actually just a sweatshirt from the Gap with some tape thrown on it with Brooks's name on it? Because that's what I feel like it is.
I can't confirm that at all. I shop primarily at Old Navy, so I would not be the person
so you're
to
not
ask.
even as elevated as the Gap.
By the way, I'm like, I feel like I'm wearing Gucci right now. This is amazing.
As I'm in my Old Navy leggings, I appreciate that.
Yes. As I'm in a charity t-shirt, I understand. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. By the way, I mean, I wear like I wear the same 6 things all the time.
Same.
And so I'm trying to break in new This is like, I think 3 or 4 years old. I mean, everybody forgets Salt Lake City premiered during the pandemic. And so even in this reunion, you see them with masks on coming into the building. And I thought, there was like a little bit of horror when I rewatched this, and I was like, oh my God, I forgot that this premiered during the pandemic and we were like knee deep in it. And I think that kind of adds a little bit to like time and place of where you were when you watched these things and where we are now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I have a confession to make. I thought I would like this show and I absolutely ended up hating it. I was like, there's just too much bickering. What is all the bickering? Is this what Housewives
Welcome to
is?
Housewives. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
what they do.
No. I mean, yes and no. See, I feel like, because by the way, I think you have that's the proper feeling you should have, especially coming in cold to a Housewives thing. Like, yeah, you're going to feel that immediately. And I always think it like slowly works on you like a virus, where at first you're like, I don't feel good. And then eventually you're like, I can live with this. This feels okay. I'm living with this virus and I'm thriving. But I will say Salt Lake City in particular, the show got better as the seasons went on. Like we just finished the 5th season and Jen Shaw obviously in prison. And it was I didn't see this coming. It was the best season I've seen out of Salt Lake this past season. But it is interesting that you had to not put up with, because there were some really bright moments, but all of these seasons to get to where they are now. So when I even rewatched this, it was even a little annoying to rewatch, because also the other thing I think is, they all, especially Jen Shaw, it's like they studied every housewife that has come before her or them. And so it felt like she was throwing everything against the wall to see what stuck. And so you would see these like Teresa table flip moments in the first season, or the throwing of the drink and the yelling. And it just felt like a performance more than somebody living their authentic life, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that makes total sense.
Yeah. I don't think there's an authentic thing about her if her life depended on it.
She is an awful human being.
She is a terrible person.
Well, first off, shaw dare you? How shaw dare you say that? Somebody that branded everything about her. What are you talking about, authentic?
And the assistants, like, it's just so ridiculous. And I think I just struggle with opulence in general. So like just these people who are like, oh, I have to pay 17 people to just be around me and like dry my hair and just talk to me and treat me like I'm a little baby and put me down for a nap. It's so ridiculous. I'm like, you're a grown woman.
Yeah. It's completely ridiculous.
I mean, and I will say I watch the Housewives a little differently than I think most people, because I think a lot of people are attracted to that opulence. And I'm like you, where, I mean, sometimes that's why even like Sister Wives, I'll be like, okay, they're wearing similar clothing as I do, or they're wearing, or even like the Valley on Bravo. I'm much more, and it's not even age range. It's just like, okay, they're not completely done up like they're Marvel superheroes. And, because I'm not around anybody that lives their life like that. So I don't get into the fashion moment of it all. And reunions, especially on Bravo, they're like that. They're like, show your wares. It's Oscar's biggest night on the Housewives stage. And that's not the part that actually excites me about those shows, weirdly enough.
No, I get that. I often wonder sometimes if the fandom around Housewives is similar to the fandom around Sister Wives, in that you're just so invested in it. You've been doing it for so long. You've been with it for so long. It's like people watch Sister Wives and they're like, what the fuck are you even watching? Why does anyone care about this? And we're riveted by every second.
6 people sitting on a piece of property in lawn chairs 6 feet apart from each other. And we're like, can't miss a second of it.
You just described fandom, though. That's what I think is kind of beautiful about it, because I came into Sister Wives, I think, on season 83. And
so 5 years ago, got it.
So, I mean, no, I did come into Sister Wives about 5 years ago, and I at first thought it was a extremely boring show. I thought it had a really weird, exciting premise, but I was like, I don't know. And then slowly you get to a point where you do notice those little things. The little things are the best part of it. And it's like that is what excites you. And I don't know what that is. That should be studied if it hasn't been already, because there is a switch that happens and you're just so in it. You're so in it. And I think with Housewives, it's a little sometimes frustrating because it's more produced. So there is a certain I don't, all these shows have edits, but there's a certain edit where you're like, oh, come on. You feel like sometimes you are watching a soap opera, which is part of it. And you're watching like this, with Salt Lake in particular, I always say it's like a cross between David Lynch's Twin Peaks and a John Waters film.
Okay.
These really, and
Wow.
I always call it like a daytime horror movie because everything's so bright and sunny and it's under the banner of God. But it's different. Like, I don't know. It's just so produced and glossy. And you're sometimes looking in between the lines to find like the little nugget of realness with all of these ladies. Whereas Sister Wives, it wears it more on its sleeve. Like they can't help but be real because they're not pretending they're financially something that they're not.
Well, Cody kind of.
Well,
but, yeah.
shout out to MLMs out there, everybody.
Exactly.
Right? Well, and in-house TLC for the 90-day franchise, we would pay a lot of money for some kind of editing. Can we just get some kind of editor over there?
If we
someone to produce this shit, please.
I'll dip in and out a 90-day, and it's like because but it's daunting 2 hours.
Oh,
and then
ridiculous.
What they do also, it's not even just the 2 hours. They will put a 6-minute chunk of what you're about to see in the next 2 hours. They'll end you with a 6-minute chunk of next week. And then in between, they'll do previews for what's coming up in the next break. They'll do like a minute and a half where I'm like, what the, like, I love that they really probably guessed it correctly how short of attention spans we have. But sometimes I'm like, guys, I'm in it. Like, I know exactly what's happening. We could cut all of this stuff and we could make it a tight 53-minute show.
Yeah. And you're getting 26 episodes. So you're getting 6 months of 90-day. And sometimes you're just like, please.
And people will be at dinner for 3 episodes in a row. And you're like, oh my God. Meanwhile, on Housewives, it's like, we've gone to 4 parties. We've done these 17 things. And like, the pace is so different.
Well, obviously it's so less expensive to produce, but I always want at the end of a season, like they need to put these on HBO Max and just say, okay, here is Shekinah and Sarper's story, like all of theirs in one episode. So it's like the Shekinah Sarper movie instead of spreading it out over 26 episodes.
I'd watch that'd be great. Shit out of that.
I would too.
Right?
Yeah.
Because then you could skip the couples that you hate. Like there was always one couple where you're like, I'm not into this story at all. It is so boring.
Like the throuple on the current season.
Except I'm loving hating them. I'm deeply enjoying hating them.
Which loving hating is such a part of Housewives. There's always that housewife you love to hate. And Jen Shah never got there for me, even though I did really dislike her. For me, it was like Lisa Barlow got into that character that I would love to hate eventually. And I say that with the utmost love in my heart, is that there are certain people on Housewives or all reality TV that will shine a spotlight on. And you're like, I don't know how this is a living, breathing person, but my God, I fight for your right to exist. Like, I'm so excited that you are so out of pocket every time you open your mouth.
I feel that way about Cody Brown. I hate him so much, but if he were to go away, I don't know if I could watch Sister Wives anymore.
Yeah.
That'd be it.
Yeah.
It's truly amazing. And you then start looking at your own, the own people in your life with like a closer magnifying glass of like, which person in my life would be this insane on reality TV?
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, that's an interesting question.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the first reunion. So it's Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, season 1, episode 14, the reunion part 1. Now, Ryan, I have some questions to pepper you with up front here.
Yes.
Talk to us about these reunions. We know there's certain do's and don'ts about them, but does Andy always host them? And what was his involvement in Real Housewives of Salt Lake City? Because I thought I heard that he was the one who pushed for this.
He is the one that pushed for this. Andy's role at the network at Bravo has changed. Like if one time he was like director, like he was the president of development. Like, so before he was like the mascot, like this is like pre-Watch What Happens Live. He was like, in charge of all the programming, and his roles changed up through the years. Like now he's more of a mascot. He is not the president of Bravo. A lot of people think he makes every decision. He's pretty insulated now. And I think that probably has to do with lawsuits and stuff like that. So all of these are production companies. I believe Salt Lake City is Shed Media. I could be wrong, but they're all produced by different production companies. And some Andy is an executive producer on, and some he's not. So his name will be on some shows, and it's not a blanket like throughout every show. Like I don't believe he is an executive producer on Summer House, but he will host all of the reunions. There have been times like Nicki Minaj famously came out for like a segment of Real Housewives of Potomac and hosted that. It was amazing. It was truly amazing. It was so fun. But Andy was there for the other episodes and just brought her out because she had questions to ask. But he has hosted, I believe, every reunion, and the reunion started off small. Like they started off as like, just a very casual room. I was watching an old Flipping Out with Jeff Lewis reunion, and it was like just Jeff and Andy and like two other people, what looked like a living room. And it wasn't like the big to do it is. So over the years, it has gotten to be bigger and bigger productions. Like, the OC 2 seasons ago brought in like just this gigantic, almost IMAX screen where they were like put up the whole ocean on the wall. Like they keep elevating production. And some are kitschier than others. Like last season of Salt Lake, it was like a Pirates theme, I believe. It was a little like Pirates of the Caribbean. It's gotten bigger and bigger. And Summer House did like a bed bug theme because Paige and Sierra and Amanda are always in bed. So the theme is always usually something that, people watch. Then the designing of the dresses, some casts are tight enough where they'll do a look that is all like kind of like, oh, we're all doing mauve or we're all doing this color. And then some you'll see that they're all dressed completely differently, all just out for themselves. And then the other thing about reunions as it's gotten bigger is that the placement of the cast members are like who gets the seats to the right and to the left of Andy. And that usually is a clue into what is the big cast member of the season and who drove the most storyline. That sometimes is more for Housewives, I believe, than the other shows, because I think you'll see on the upcoming reunion of the Valley and this reunion for Summer House, like Amanda Batula got first chair next to Andy, and she was not a driving force in Summer House, but Summer House is also not a show that like drives storyline. I always say it's more vibes, but that is a big thing of who gets first chair. And it's more and more the Housewives are now so cognizant of it that I don't even know if it started off that way on purpose, but now it's
become a thing.
Now it's a thing.
Yeah, like Andy will even comment on it of like, look at you, Angie K, which you've not even got to the introduction of Angie K yet. She's a cast member that comes in later on Salt Lake.
Okay. So who in this one was to his right and left? Do we know?
Jen and Heather.
Yeah, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, at some point that gets commented on by Heather that she wound up in first chair because she was an audience favorite on that first season, and that actually brings in a trope then in future seasons where I think Heather really falls off in the second season, and you see what kind of low-level celebrity and success does to somebody, and you see her look completely change too, like the face, the body, it all changes after the first season. So it's always important to watch the drop off or the ascension after the first season into the second season.
Yeah, we've been big Heather fans from the start, and everyone we've talked to has been like,
she was my favorite.
Give it time.
Yeah, give it time.
She kind of turns into a hot mess. But I feel like she's the most authentic of the group.
She's the most authentic. That's how I felt too. And I liked Whitney a lot too. Like, I found the stuff with Whitney and her dad, whom I think goes away. I found that compelling.
Yeah.
You will never see Whitney's dad again after this season. And this was also, I mean, I remember making meme after meme about this dude. And like,
the hair.
I think everything got to him. People were saying he looked like a cross between Diane Warren and the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls. It was.
We're calling him Steve Perry from the 70s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Steve Perry.
We're Gen Xers. We're going straight to Journey. Steve Perry.
With open arms, open to find.
I really wanted him to be okay. Like I was compelled by that whole story.
I'm sad.
Me too. I mean, 100%. I was kind of shocked. And he gets brought up in terms of like asking at future reunions how he is. But other than that, we have not seen a return of him. So it is one of those things. It's also with reality TV. I was talking about this on today's show, is that like, be careful what you wish for. Like everybody rushes to do these shows, and it's like any little pocket of your life that you are uncomfortable with, that's exactly what they're going to exploit. So if you have some sort of addiction issues, if you do not like how you look, if you do, like, it changes everything. And I always wonder, like then the people get kicked off the show and then they fight for the rest of their lives to get back on the show. And I still have not figured out what is so alluring about exploiting your life like this for like a tummy tea ad or to lose all of the friends.
I can't figure it out.
I can't
even think about Sister Wives,
any of these shows.
I
imagine.
And we'll get into it. I apologize. I'm talking so much up front, but I think part of the allure for Sister Wives is Cody needed the money. They were really in a low socioeconomic situation when they got that show. Like they were broke and they got the money, and it was a different time.
It was
a different time. But I think now Robin lives so outside their means that they have to keep the show going.
And she hates every minute of it. But I mean, that's why like the folks on Lalu, Lalu is such an interesting show to watch, but it's heartbreaking in that you can see the drive of poverty pushing them to be on this show. An addiction, and it's heartbreaking.
By the way, I do want to point out how expert you guys are that you call it Lalu. I still do Love After Lockup because I'm a novice. By the way, I know we're like getting off track, but I still I'm so sad. It's been 9 days since Love After Lockup ended, and we have to wait till August.
I know.
And I never talk about that on my show, and I am like. Me and my girlfriend, we watch it every Friday night, and it's like when my weekend starts, and I get such a childlike. I mean, it's a mess. It's a mess of a show. You're horrified.
It's a mess, but it's the one show I never miss.
It's so compelling.
I never miss it.
Good.
Yeah, I agree. Little Miss Recap will return in a moment. For ad-free episodes, visit littlemissrecap.com/support. Amanda.
Amy.
For our sponsor, Lumi Gummies today, I have an idea. I think we should do a rapid fire bonus round. Which 90-day celebrity stars need a Lumi Gummy or have taken a Lumi Gummy maybe?
Okay. Madeline.
Oh, I have her on my list too. Manon. Manon could really use indica.
To calm her the fuck down.
Calm down a little bit.
I think Jenny could use a sativa to maybe up the energy a little bit because there's none there.
Funny you mentioned Jenny. I have Sumit's aunt can use one
definitely
to chill out a little bit.
She definitely could use one. This is a wild card. Florian could use one. I don't know what variety.
Yeah,
but
maybe he needs a hybrid.
I feel like Florian on a gummy would be good.
Yeah. I also have Dylan's mom from Dylan and Patia.
Yeah.
And I have Luke's dad of Luke and Madeline.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And we can use Lumi Gummies as well.
Yes. All the time.
Consistent, mellow, and super delicious, Lumi Gummies are specifically designed to make you feel good, not stoned. Whether you're looking for an end-of-the-day de-stressor, a midday mood boost, or help getting the best sleep ever, Lumi Gummies has a strain that's right for you. So, Amanda, our flavor that we like a lot in this home is the sour strawberry cookie hybrid.
Ooh, is it particularly sour?
It's not super sour because I don't like sour things.
Yeah, I don't either.
But I just find that it's the perfect blend of up and down. It's right in the middle.
Nice.
But you feel good. I really like it.
I'm a hybrid girly myself, and I'm going to go with the watermelon sorbet because I do enjoy watermelon, and it's just a nice, cool, chill evening of watching TV.
You know what I need to do? I need to take one before Sister Wives comes out. Before I meet my arch nemesis in the ring.
Yes. I think it would help you a great deal. I think it would help Cody Brown a great deal.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Guys, Lumi Gummies are available nationwide. Go to lumigummies.com. That's LUMI gummies.com. Use code Little Miss Recap for 30% off your order. That is Lumi Gummies, LUMI gummies.com. Code Little Miss Recap. Lumis.com. Code Little Miss Recap. It's 30%. And the link is in the show notes if you guys need it. Okay, so let's go to people who should be in jail.
Yes, at least one of them for sure.
At least one of them for sure.
Yes.
So there's some fights that are brought up here. Okay, I have 5 fights outlined for the 1, 2, 3, 4.
Only 5?
Yeah, 5 fights. Okay. Was Jen picking on Brooks a child? First of all, can we stop with the childization of Brooks Marks? This kid, isn't he like 21, 22 years old?
He's 21. Yeah.
Yeah. And by the way, and Brooks wants to be on TV. Like he has a show premiering, like I said, tomorrow night. So this is something like he can choose to participate or he does not have to choose to participate. In fact, the Marks have another son that doesn't want to be on the show. And so we saw him one time, I think last season at Meredith's bar mitzvah.
Okay.
Interesting.
So Jen says, well, one sweatsuit does not constitute a clothing line. And Meredith
I don't disagree.
Meredith goes, which you may not want to use this line of defense if you're trying to prove that your child is really a man. because she says, well, he saved up his own money to launch that clothing line.
So true. So
he got
true.
his lemonade stand money all together.
He started his own OnlyFans to start this.
God.
Now, Ryan, where do you weigh in? There was a heated debate between Amanda and myself this season where I felt that Seth not coming to Brooke's fashion show was not a big deal, and Brooks needed to get the fuck over it. But Amanda thought it was a big deal. Where do you
think it's a big deal. He has all the money in the world. He could fly in, he could fly out. This is the biggest day in this kid's life. Get yourself
Amanda,
there.
I've got a job in Canton, Ohio. I manage hundreds of people. You don't understand, Amanda. Damn.
Would you like me to slice your banana?
Wow.
Come on.
This is terrifying.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand if you were to go with the reality of that situation, yes. But if we were to go to a different reality where they do these things because they know they need products to push on the show. So they rush maybe lines of clothing or face products in so they can talk about it on the show. And I do think it seems like Seth does go from a lot of corporate jobs to corporate jobs. I mean, most recently he was at, what was the, anyways, Big Lots. He was so, I mean, maybe truly it was something that he couldn't just skip and hop away from. And I don't think that they are as rich as, I know this is a shocker, I don't think they are as rich as they portray, which is
probably not.
Never a common theme.
They could fly. He could get a flight to Salt Lake.
Brooks needs to grow the fuck up. All right, let's move on.
Well, no, but Amanda, this comes up in this last season. Seth has to go back to, on a Sunday, they're in Palm Springs, and he's afraid to tell Meredith that he has to leave early, and Meredith gets upset with him again. So this has not changed in 5 seasons.
No.
Okay. Did Jen make Meredith's birthday party all about her? Yes. Yes, she did.
Yeah.
100%.
So Lisa and Meredith have a birthday only a day apart, but they had the party, I guess, on Lisa's actual birthday.
But
so
it was
she was
their party.
Right. So she was running around saying that it was her birthday, and
Oh my God, thank you. It's my birthday. Yes.
And then we get, Lisa says she was snubbed at the party by Heather, and she's like, roll footage.
Yeah.
And Heather's going, that's not a thing. We're not rolling footage, but they did roll footage.
They did roll footage.
And by the way, she does it last. Lisa still does that. She did it last reunion as well. And I will say, even though I disagree with Lisa most of the time, I'm all for it. Like, they need to release more footage when we yell about these things in person where they watch the clip. I want to see them watching themselves instead of just talking about it, because cameras don't lie. Like, this isn't AI BS, but Lisa and Heather and Lisa, that's what's great about the first season, is it sets up this relationship where Heather also always felt less than because of Lisa at college, because Lisa said she was a good time girl. And then you see where Heather so needs Lisa Barlow's approval throughout the rest of the seasons. Like, I love that Heather kind of stood 10 toes down in this reunion against Lisa, but that really changes over the course of the next couple of seasons.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. So they forced Jen to watch her freakouts back, and I'm glad, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Because she acted like a child.
Maybe we shouldn't call them freakouts that's freak off. Sorry. My bad. I was like, you know what? Let's maybe hold back.
As far as we know, Jen has not been involved in the freak offs, but you know what?
You never know.
Who knows? Who knows? Well, she's in a good place.
Yeah.
So we find out that Heather's dad has just passed, as has Mary. Now a question comes up. Oh, this is my other question for you. Is this how the reunions are, where they have viewer questions all the time?
They do. Like, Andy will intersperse that like throughout the 3 or 4 parts, however long it is. Okay. And I always think it's like kind of not ingenious, but it's a great way to ask sometimes tougher questions that Andy doesn't want to ask. So it'll be like, Bedelia from Columbus says, you're a complete jerk fart face. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah. So they must record this then after some of the season has aired?
Yes. So they usually
this is different for us.
Yeah.
So about 4 to 5 episodes before the finale is when they will shoot the reunion.
Okay.
The Valley actually switched that up this season because 2 of the cast members are about to give birth. So they filmed like after the 3rd episode of the Valley had already aired. So their reunion is already done, but they just wanted to make sure everybody could be there. But usually it's about 4 to 5 episodes before the finale.
Okay. TLC does this all wrong, because they start filming the tell-all before some of the season even aired half the time. and everybody's kind of
like started, but it's usually pretty early on.
Very early.
TLC is like we've got a storage space in Jersey. Let's shoot now. Like it is so weird. I don't like. There's got to be such a somber mood on those reunion sets. And that Sean Hawley? Is that her name? Or Sean Robinson?
Sean Robinson.
Well,
is she a robot?
Basically. We think so. Yeah. We can actually answer this because when we were at that 90-day party for Hunt for Love, they were shooting the tell-all for that, weren't they? When they were there, because they were all there.
Yes.
So the show didn't even air yet.
The show didn't even air, but usually it happens when I think they just tried to make all these.
See, why don't they like if they have all you guys there? Why don't they have like you and 90 Day and Mary Payne? Why don't they have you guys all in for an episode of that reunion where it's like we can have like podcast questions?
Would be amazing.
Like I don't understand because I feel like, you know, no offense to Sean, she's a professional broadcaster, but sometimes
she doesn't watch the show.
She doesn't watch the show.
She's asleep at the wheel. She doesn't want to engage. Like, I mean, and you know, I know she keeps it classy, but at the same time, there's so many things missed.
Yeah. As soon as they start getting into something juicy, she's always like, well, we'll just have to leave this here.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we can't settle this.
I'm like, no, we will not leave this here. Yeah.
No. We are staying here till we get an answer. God damn
Not to mention, she is like what 63 years old, and she looks like
she's 24.
Really?
Yeah, she looks over amazing. 60. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
She might be.
And I'm always
AI.
like, Sean Robbins, woman of God, has to deal with these numbnuts every so often.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, we're talking about the gilded cage of Housewives, like the gilded cage of like Sean Robinson. It's just like she gets paid for this, but at the same time, you got to deal with Big Ed and Angela. Like those are the people you go to work with.
Maybe we need Andy Cohen over on 90 Day tell-alls.
Oh, he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. He'd be like, the life's too short. I've got kids.
Life's too short. So now we get on the topic of plastic surgery, and Jen says, "Nope, I just had fillers and Botox. That's it."
Okay, girl.
So, it's always fun to have a big fat lie in the first part of a reunion. Yeah, I choked
Whitney
when Jen
has
said that.
new breasts showing up. Whitney's breasts are like right out there.
Yeah,
they're brand
she
new.
enlarged them after the. By the way, that's what was great about rewatching this. I forgot, I forgot details like that. Where I was like, "Oh my god, she admitted." I was like, I knew something had changed, and she actually said it, and I completely forgot that. Like I should be carrying that piece of information around with me every day,
all the time. Yeah.
Now, okay, this was the most interesting part for me. Somebody wrote in and said, Jen, why the fuck do you need 4 assistants? And what do each of them do outside of just clapping for you? Yeah. And then Andy says, what is your business? What do you do?
Oh, this was great.
And this was real vague. I didn't understand any of this. She says we do direct response marketing, which I know what that is. But then she's like, we help people acquire customers. We're behind. And I'm like, she is describing a pyramid scheme.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's it's like she should have like. We make it easier for people to go to prison, and we make it. No, I mean, it is one of the, and by the way, this clip right here, this comes back to haunt Jen in her own trial. Yeah. This is talked about in future seasons of Salt Lake City where they're all like, at the reunion, she was talking about it and none of us understood it. And it's one of those things that I found fascinating because I remember hearing this and, you know, us viewers, we have this kind of magical suspension of disbelief where you're like, okay, yeah, like it's whatever. That sounds complicated. It was the same thing with Tom Girardi with Erica Jane, where it was like, part of my brain was like, lawyers make a lot of money, but how is it like private jet and $1 million jewelry money? How is that? So I had that in the back of my mind, but I just kind of like, well, that's how rich people are. And then you find out, no, that's not how rich people are. They were fully on stealing. And this is one of those moments. And there's always a moment in Housewives, which I love, all reality shows probably, that you're like, I've gotten better at like kind of seeing them when they air, is that there's one point where you're like, that clip is going to be used 6 years from now. There's like one with like Janet on the Valley right now where I'm like, that talking head, if things go badly, will be used like 5 to 6 years from now in some kind of clip package to make you look stupid.
Yep.
Yeah, 100%. So Heather is like, you can explain this to me 10 times and I still don't get it. Doesn't sound like this is legit, and basically.
Heather's like, I'm a business lady who does business lady things all day. And what you're talking about is bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, but Heather does say something important too at that moment. She goes, but I got, but Jen took me to a table at One Oak, free drinks and food, y'all.
Yes.
So that's the other thing that you just see the attraction to. Well, I don't know what she does, but my God, I love being a part of it, that's what I think is the dangerous aspect to all of these housewives.
Yeah.
Good point. At one point, somebody writes in and is like, your husband is not the head coach, so couldn't he just have taken off some time when your father died? But she actually makes a good point. She's like, the head coach actually has more time
Right.
than the assistant coaches do because they're the ones who do the real work. Jen, you throw a lot of temper tantrums. And she's like, well, I've kind of been going through it. And then we get to Mary is a big trigger for Jen. So Ryan, what are your thoughts on Mary Cosby? Because I know people feel one way or another about her.
It's hard because this is another example of somebody that has potentially shown growth, or the editing has shown growth, because I hated her after the first season. You know, she had the Smells Like Hospital. She had all of the 7-Eleven thirst buster thing. There were so many things, you know, just in terms of the religious aspect of Mary, it was all kind of very alarming in some ways. But then you cut to this past season, and she had this really intense, beautiful storyline with her son about drug addiction. They left off the religious aspect of it, which is a big favor to her. And you actually got to see Mary as more of a person and not somebody that married their grandfather, essentially. And I really, I hesitate to say loved, but my God, I really liked her this past season. But after that first season, I was like, no, get her off, get her off.
That's kind of where I am too. Like I just don't like the whole church cult aspect to it. And then her running around weight shaming her choir. There was a lot of problems there. Yeah.
Well,
but I could see how she's compelling. I could see how she's compelling because
she's so different than anyone we've seen on TV. She's so different than all these other housewives. She's different than everybody. So she's just interesting to watch.
You can just say insane. I mean, you don't have to say she's so different.
She is insane. It's only one part of the difference. I mean, it's the fact that she's like not a Mormon, and her entire world is her church, and now she's rich because of her church, which is its own thing. Like, she's just different than these other women.
And then I was suggesting a few episodes ago that she rent her house out to unhomed people. Well, she's always with all her closets. I'm like, rent them out to people who need them.
If I'm not mistaken, in the second season, like, she just starts doing all of her scenes in the closet, and like, I don't think a lot of people would film with her. So she was like literally talking to mannequins in her closet, and I thought that was so interesting. But it just also shows you the growth is that sometimes you'll watch a show long enough where they will have a character arc that actually brings them back to some sort of space that you can accept them as an actual human being with thoughts and feelings. And I thought I would never get there with Mary Cosby.
No, I feel like we're seeing that with Mary Brown. She's starting to come around to the point where she's endearing herself to us a little bit. Yeah.
She's palatable at this point.
Palatable. Very good. Yeah. So fight number 3 is, did Jen show her vagina to Meredith's children? Oh, and by children, I mean 20-year-olds.
Yeah, I mean, I think, but I don't think it was on purpose. I think it was just, kind of got out there.
So I guess Jen says now that, well, Brooks was actually upset, Meredith, because you were smoking. And I'm like, does he mean smoking weed or smoking cigarettes? But I think it's cigarettes.
It's cigarettes. I've seen her smoke in person, and I only had to pay $30 for that, and it was amazing.
Okay.
No, I just no. I mean, that was the thing, and that was such a great little moment because Jen like threw her under the bus. Like, that wasn't supposed to be brought up, the cigarette thing. And then I love Meredith, like, I smoke on occasion with a couple of drinks. No, she's a daily smoker. Like, she is a daily smoker.
You can tell by her voice she's a smoker.
Yeah. But it's like Dorit on Beverly Hills, same way. A lot of these ladies are secret smokers. And of course, you don't want to show that aspect of your life on television. But I love that Jen threw that out there. I thought it was amazing.
Of course. Yeah. And I guess Jen called Brooks. She said that he had white privilege, or that he was privileged on Twitter. Well, he is.
Yes,
walking white privilege.
And then she implied that Brooks has never seen a vagina, which is a problem. That's a problem, Jen. You don't say that shit.
You don't need to say that.
No.
Well, that he say it, or that it's a problem that he hasn't?
No, it's a problem that Jen said it, because we just read that Teen Vogue article. Did you read that about the kids who grew up on reality TV, and Brooks was interviewed in that?
It's really
I missed
good.
I missed that Teen Vogue article.
Yeah, they did they did Darcy and Stacey's daughter, Darcy's daughters.
Yeah.
They interviewed Gwendolyn Brown.
Wait, did that just get released? I'm going to read that today.
Yeah, maybe like a month ago.
It's within the last few weeks. Yeah, they also had one of the Goslin girls.
Yes, Hannah Gosselin, right?
One of the daughters on, I think, Real
Oh,
Housewives of Atlanta. But
I was a
Brooks
big John
talking
and
about,
Kate +8.
Me
yeah,
too.
Brooks was saying like he really wanted his mom to be on the show. He thought it would be really cool. And then the first episode airs and he's like, and now the entire world's talking about my sexuality, and it freaked me the hell out.
Of course.
Yeah.
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 But it's also
So I
that,
felt-
but
I
that,
felt
that
bad
goes to
for
what
that.
we talked earlier. Be careful what you wish for. You know,
Yes.
that
Exactly.
Yes.
at this point, if we're going to play dumb about, we're nearing, I mean, realistically, at least 2 decades, potentially 3 of examples of how these shows go, then you are being like in a very ignorant, weird land that if you're not paying attention to, like, we've got so much literal video evidence of what these shows do, then I think that is potentially ignorance on your part because you want to believe in just a gold mine without any repercussions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure.
it's the Cody Brown effect. Cody wants to be on reality TV, but he only wants reality TV to be scripted the way he wants it to go.
Yes.
He doesn't want to show any of his bad parts, anything like that. It's ridiculous. So, all right, now we get to, do the girls defend Jen in the Jen and Mary beef? So we're breaking all of this down. And Lisa says, Mary, I am very kind to you. But while she's saying this, she's putting her hand up. And Mary's going, put your hand down. Put your hand down when you talk to me. And Lisa goes, I'm from New York. I can't help it. And Heather's like, you've lived in Utah for 20 years. It was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Well, that's another good thing about reunions. There's a lot of hands and faces and stuff like that. So it's really, and reunions also, it's that thing where if you don't get, I was just talking about this last night, not on my show, but why don't they ever get all the sister wives in the same room? Do they just refuse to do that at their reunions?
refuse.
Why is it always?
So they used to do it early on. And now they refuse. I think within Amanda? I think there were only maybe 4 or 5 of them together. Seasons of them together, or longer than that?
It was up until like season 12 or 13.
Oh, okay.
Or 14. Like,
because I'd be willing
once the marriages started breaking down, that's when they
Oh my God. But see, I'd be willing to pay like pay-per-view prices if they got all in one room.
Yes.
Like, I feel like, why don't we push for that? Come on.
Okay. I would even just take, at this point, the 3 ex-wives in a room together.
Yeah.
Like, let's sit Suki down with Mary, Janelle, and Christine. And let's shit talk Cody. Yes. And let's talk about it. Like, I would even pay for that. I'd pay $100 for that. I'd pay $1,000 for the other thing.
Yeah.
I like Cody's relationship with Suki. You're not going to get this out of me, Suki. You're not going to do that. I'm not. No, I'm not. That's just private.
And then let me tell you everything.
Right.
How about the stare off at the end? Did you see it in Sunday night's episode where he goes, he and Suki just has stare down?
Oh, so funny. So funny.
He's such a child.
So creepy. Little Miss Recap will return in a moment. For ad-free episodes, visit littlemissrecap.com/support. Okay, so it ends, the reunion ends with this whole thing about Lisa. Does she love herself too much? Yes. The answer is yes.
That never changes. Yeah.
She has a real inflated sense of herself.
The viewers basically call her a terrible mother. Now, what do you think of her mothering? Because I make fun of it all the time. With this Fresh Wolf nonsense with Jack and Henry, it's ridiculous.
By the way, I'm a Fresh Wolf man. I bought Fresh Wolf products this season. I was, and I think, as you can tell, I'm a very clean person.
Are they nice products? Do you enjoy them?
Yeah, they're fine. I don't listen. It's like Old Navy. I don't know a lot about products. Like, it was like a kitschy thing that I wanted to. But I mean, I do believe she loves her children dearly. I do believe,
sure.
She is not a quote unquote bad mom in the sense, like, I don't believe she's an absent mom, and you get to see her relationship with her kids, especially this last season when one of her sons goes on their mission for the Mormon church. And it's very interesting, but it is also, she will tell you she's an amazing mother before you can tell her she's an amazing mother, if that makes sense.
And I really feel, and she brings this up. So she talks about, she gets emotional and she talks about the whole Sundance thing. Cause there's a question like, what if your kids needed you for Sundance? And she says, well, we have a nanny on staff. We have a concierge doctor on staff. And then my husband is very involved. So I do think her saving grace is John Barlow. Like, I think he is a good dad. And I think he is really tuned in with those kids.
I met him at BravoCon last time, and he really is. He's a very soft-spoken but nice man, gets a joke,
Mm-hmm.
so, I mean, it's very interesting how that relationship works. I don't necessarily understand fully how that works, but yeah, it's a very like, he does seem to kinda keep the train on the tracks and has
Yeah.
had to deal with some of Lisa's behavior and ego for most of his life, and he's still there. I mean, that's one of those things too, is when they're with a partner that you feel or has been shown to be really solid, you're like, well, they like that person, so maybe that
Right.
person isn't all bad. Like, it really mind
That's a
f's
good
you,
point.
or you're like, oh, that how does that work? If I mean, I think he would be out of there. But also you miss like next season or the season after, I think is when you also find out that Lisa Barlow has 13 lawyers on retainer and she has a digital team, like a detective digital team for like,
I
'cause she's like, go the distance. We will figure out who did this DM. Like
Oh my
she has like
God.
she has like a staff of like 80, it seems like.
Wait,
Oh, good
now
gravy.
I kind of admire that. How do I get this staff of 80 looking up
Well,
DMs?
she could be lying. She could be lying.
Yeah.
She could be lying. She could be lying.
Yeah.
So, and that's where we leave them. Lisa and Heather talk about how she made Heather look mean on TV and Lisa got a ton of bad DMs from it. And then, excuse me, the final thing is Mary says, I have confidence, but I have it in a way that I don't make other people kind of feel shitty about themselves, is basically what she says.
Mhm.
And I agree with that. Mary
Yeah.
does come off as confident without being, I love myself. I'm the best mother. I'm everything, And so I appreciate that about Mary.
She seems very comfortable in her own skin. Whatever weirdness is going on.
Whatever skin that is.
Yeah.
Yeah, is
Yep.
comfortable in your own skin, but at the same time, I remember that first season going, "Oh, she lives on Mars." Like, I don't even know what
She's a total
skin.
Looney Tune.
I've never.
Mhm.
That's a very different skin than I've ever seen. So it's like not
Mhm.
even something that I was comparing to real life people. If
Mhm.
that,
She's a Looney Tune.
And next week, we're going to revisit You Smell Like Hospital.
Thank God.
Oh yes, because
That's really-
was this a 3-part reunion or a 2?
Yeah.
It was 3
Three.
parts, right?
Three.
Three. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So next week, I don't know who we're having, but the final part 3, we're going to have Mary Payne on to talk about it. So,
Oh, good.
yeah.
But also like because they joked a little bit at the beginning, but like the Mormon 2.0 and the swingers,
Mhm.
which kind of
Mhm.
is really fascinating because that dovetails into Secret Lives of Mormon Wives.
Yeah,
with
let's
their
talk
soft
about
swinging,
that.
you know?
Yes. So you're watching that.
Yeah, I love the whole second season. I'm debating if I'm gonna recap that all on Patreon or not. This is what I dislike about dropping all episodes at once because
I know.
I feel like people either just decide not to watch it at all or they're exhausted immediately, so they don't want to hear about it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh man, this to me, this is a great second season of a reality show, and there is so
Agreed.
much. Like I think it works on every level. It works on a kitschy level. It works on a humor level, but it also works on like this. There is like deep trauma, which each one
Mhm.
of these young ladies, like it involves aspects that you love about Sister Wives, aspects you love
Yep.
about Real
Yeah.
Housewives, and they
Yeah.
create something new with it. And it's ridiculous. So it kind of, like I said, works on that level, but there is so much more to explore.
So I think that's one of the things I want to pick your brain about as an expert, as a reality TV expert, which I'm dubbing you. Why do I hate Housewives so much, but I love this show? I love Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. Love it.
Well, I think there's an aspect of you've probably also heard about Housewives for these last 18 years, and you already
Yeah.
have a predetermined
feel
way how you
behind on
feel
it,
about it
too.
in your.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think there is something where there's a little bit of like dipping your toe in the water, and that if you don't like it, you're like, good, I was right all along. And there is this very
You know me so
you
well,
know-
Ryan.
Yes.
Just with that
no,
statement.
I'm just saying from my own experience, that's how I'll be. Because also, I always talk about this. We always fight this urge to on any new show, even like this Next Gen NYC that comes out. I'm like, I don't want to learn new names. Like I
Mhm.
don't,
Yeah.
or even like 90 Day I can watch. And the funny thing is, I usually watch most of it. I couldn't tell you anybody's name besides Shekinah and
Yeah.
Sarper. Like I
Yeah.
couldn't, or even Love After Lockup, which I adore. I'll just
Yeah.
be like,
Yes.
oh, the one that got the
Mhm.
birthday cake from the girl, like I
Mhm.
don't remember their names, but I love it dearly. So I think there's like this element of you've already predetermined in some ways how you're going to feel with it. And also,
It's a good point.
I will say, I think Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is this real beautiful combination where it's almost like a mashup of two songs that you're like, I like both of those songs, but together it's even better. So it takes like some of the kitschiness of Housewives, and then it throws in some of the trauma from Sister Wives, and it throws in like a social media aspect as well, that they've obviously already have this audience, and the ability to say mom talk 80 times per episode, like the branding. And I don't even think the producers push them to brand this hard.
We
but they're
don't
like,
even
mom
know.
talk.
I go on a tear about this all the time. Mom talk is a trend. You
It's a
can't
hashtag.
own a trend. I don't understand how this is happening.
Well, the negativity that's coming from you today is just so hurtful to mom talk. It's so hurtful to me. It is
Will mom
so
talk
hurtful.
survive this?
It's disrespectful to Amanda. Like, I mean, come on.
What I love this, we recapped episode 7 today, which is the Friendsgiving one.
Mhm.
And Whitney going,
so
I'm
good.
trying to get back into mom talk. I'm like, girl, just post a TikTok and put the
And use the
hashtag on.
hashtag.
Just
You're
use
in.
it. What are
You're
they going
in.
to do to you?
Well, that's the other thing too, is the confusing of like, what, like, I mean, do you pay dues if you're in mom talk? Like, is it a,
We don't
is it
know.
a,
We don't know.
is there a governing
Just one
body? And then like Whitney, who's like been trying to get back into mom talk, and she's like, she can accept that nobody really wants her in, but she still wants in. And I was like,
Sure.
well, you're already in, you're on the show, so you're fine. Like, you know, you're getting the best of both worlds, but she still wants that title of being in mom talk. And I just love the governing body that is behind mom talk, because I have a suspicion there isn't one. And when I got to interview like 4 of these ladies a couple of weeks ago,
Mhm.
and it really is, because I was trying to get them to explain, even when I was off mic, of like, so who's in mom talk? Like, what is there like a, you guys like, is there a group text? How does this work? Like, are you guys all, you know, she's like,
Mhm.
there is, but we, you know, Whitney leaves the group chat all
Whitney
the time,
left
or
it.
Whitney left.
we kick people out. And, you know, it's weird, but at the same time, there's such good business women or businessmen, or
Yes,
whatever
I
the term
agree.
is.
I
I
agree.
agree.
Like, even when I interview them, and I've gotten to do it twice now, there is this air of professionalism that I
Mhm.
don't see when I interview other people. Like, they take it very seriously. Nothing
Yeah.
really phases them. They seem kind of deadened to a lot because I mean, you have to remember, they came up on TikTok and they got hate comments all the time.
Yeah.
So
Sure.
they are so like almost battle tested for this kind of stuff. And I was really impressed by that. Like, I was throwing them certain questions about trauma, and they would, I mean, it was just really, I don't know, it was very interesting. And it was a different feeling than I get when I interview Bravo people.
What I love about that show is, and Amanda and I talk about this frequently when we're covering it is a show of young women gaining power. Like, I feel, and whatever that looks like, right? It might be autonomy in your marriage. It might be, but for this show, I think a lot of it is financial. So you're seeing these women who traditionally would not have that power, getting that power. And with the Housewives, I feel like they already have power. And I don't know if they necessarily wield it in a healthy way, but these girls you're seeing, like, I just feel there's more at risk. You're more invested in their stories. Like, this whole thing with Jen Affleck is so interesting to me,
It's
and
fascinating.
it's so authentic. And bravo to them for putting this on so we can all see it. Like, that's another thing. They're very authentic. They're talking. They're breaking the fourth wall and they're talking about it.
And that's the thing, even with Jen Affleck, she was one of the people I interviewed, and it was almost one of these things where I was trying to take cues from her of like how hard I could go on Zach, you know, because I see it in a very specific way. And she was very like, she was very like, no, we're working through it, and da da da. And I was like, okay, you know, it's like part of me is like, you got to say that, but like, come on,
like,
he's horrible. He's the worst. Like, he is the worst.
GTFO.
Well, but this is what's interesting is that, you know, they're kind of talking about the rules of the Mormon religion and living this kind of Mormon 2.0 lifestyle. And I just think that's so interesting is that, you know, I was raised Catholic, and I, you know, not to gross anybody out, I had sex before marriage, you know, like that was, yeah. And
as did I know, it's horrifying.
Yeah. Big revelation here.
So I
little,
certainly did.
Well, but like, you know, it's like
we're
people are like, well, you don't
own it. It's okay.
Yeah. Well, you don't, but they're like, you don't follow the rules of the religion. Nobody seems to follow the rules of the religion, no matter what religion you are. So I think that's an interesting aspect. And then you just deal with the after effects of the patriarchy, where they're making more money than any of their boyfriends, their husbands, all of this stuff. And you don't get to see a lot of shows where the men are nipping on their heels and they don't need the men to provide. And they all have like, it's not like they're refusing to have kids. No, they're like baby factories. Kids are coming everywhere. And that is what is shocking, is that sometimes I'll be watching an episode and I will get 30 minutes in and forget that they have children. I'm like, oh my God, they have kids on top of all this? Like, holy moly.
And the interesting thing too is these boys, these men have been taught their entire lives that you are going to have a trad wife who is going to serve you and you're going to run the show and everything's going to be this way. And you see them, especially like you see Zach, he's like, what? That's not happening now. Like my wife's making more money than I am. I don't know how to really. So like their whole little world is being crashed and these women are gaining power, and it's like it's just so fascinating to me. I love that show so much.
Well, and you want them to realize, like, look how much power you have. And that's the other thing too, is that when I would say, you don't get the sense that it's not that they don't fully grasp it, but it's almost like they not are willing to give up their power, but there is this, you see this internal conflict. And I don't know if it's me as the audience member putting that on them, or they don't actually realize, because like they will talk about trauma very openly, not realizing like to the audience how traumatic what they went through, like Michaela, where you're just like, oh my God. And she's talking about it, not ashamed, not this, but it's, you know, you're like, what? From the ages of 10 to 15. And then when you were 16, you got pregnant. Like that is something so intense. And she's still living it, like trying to live her best life, and something that is so like has brutalized so many women and some men for the rest of their lives. And she's dealing with this head on, not realizing like, oh my God, that would flatten me like a Mack truck.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's great. I love, and I think that's a generational thing. You know, you see the Housewives and you see people on 90 Day and you see even the Sister Wives. There is a wall up between who they really are and who they are on camera, obviously. And they've learned to protect that wall. And these guys are like, fuck it. I'm going to show you who I really am. Yeah. And I mean, that's how it comes off anyway. It could be a total lie to me. I have no idea. But
that's what I say. It's a blend of really produced and then it's a blend of like actual reality. And that's where it's like I said, it's this weird mashup where you're like, I'm getting both, because it has the cheesy reality show stuff, or they'll go from like a really traumatic scene and then the interstitials will be them like on TikTok dancing.
Yes.
And then it'll be like, I was touched as a young girl. And like, what?
What? And I have 18-year-old daughters. They still have that passive aggressive teen girl thing going on where they're like, you know, making all the TikToks about each other. Yet then they're like sitting down and supporting each other. So it's like,
like they're able to
do you hate each other, don't you?
No, right.
That's the thing, is that this show, if they had edited it differently, could just be about Mean Girls. And you'd be like, oh, I've seen this before. I've seen this before. And then you actually get their stories, which they share. And that's what makes it something so much more than what it could have been.
The question we keep asking is like, are these guys actually friends? Do they actually like each other? Because I can't imagine treating my friends this way.
I think it's like now at this point, it's like coworkers that they've accepted.
I think so
and
too.
like when they came in and they were like, they were shooting for season 3 when they came in to talk to me. And you might see me in season 3 because they mic'd me up and like they shot our interview.
Cool. Oh, cool.
But they did like a full blitz on media. So I was just like, how are you guys doing? It's like, they're taking us from thing to thing to thing. And like this kind of professional. And it just seemed like they were friendly coworkers.
Okay. Got it.
You know, like and by the way, I think there's probably obviously much more than that, but I don't know. It feels like they've accepted something in their head of like, overall, this is really good for us.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What did they say? Make hay when the sun shines. While the sun shines. There you go.
Yeah.
I am a little farmer over here. Yeah.
See, I never knew that saying, so that's why I'm always not good at doing this. Yeah.
All right, Ryan, tell everyone where they can find you in case they're living under a rock and they don't
know. No, guys, you already know where I'm at. I'm here to do this show. I love you guys. Thank you for having me. Amanda, it's been amazing to meet you. But I'm just
wonderful.
happy to go back and watch Salt Lake. And I was so excited for your journey. And I'm bummed out because I don't necessarily I can't say like, hey, keep watching, but I will say it's been
watching.
really okay. But it's been really rewarding to get to the season.
But we're not going to keep covering.
Yeah, like we just got out of a fantastic season, and I hate that you're like sometimes you have to go through some tougher seasons to get to gold, you know?
I need to see Jen go down. I need to see it go down. Watch. So I'm definitely watching into season 2 when she goes down.
Is that the top of season 2 or the top of season 3? My mind.
I think it's the top of season 3.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
If it's
So
the top, it's a phenomenal first episode because they do a flash forward and then a flashback, and it's really a great episode of television. And then Jen will really frustrate you with just how her lies, and then Heather starts protecting her, which is like really gross. But I will say the show is so much better off that Jen Shah is not there. And we talked about this on today's episode, where Jen Shah posted a photo through one of her intermediaries, her Shah Squad in prison, where she was jumping rope, and she's like, Shah amazing. And by the way, the prison looks like the front of my junior high school in Olathe, Kansas. And I was like, this looks pretty nice.
Camp. It's
like,
where,
this looks nice. I didn't see any bars anywhere. I just saw
who
like
else
a
is there? Elizabeth Holmes is there.
Elizabeth Holmes is there too.
Yeah, and Donna Herring from Southern Fried Lies. I just did
she was in there too.
Oh, was that worth watching? Southern Fried Lies?
Oh, it's so good. Yes,
it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Yeah. But by the way, if there's any entrepreneurs out there listening, if you want to try to get in somewhere, go to that prison. Like, it seems like there's a lot of good connections you can make and things like that. So Jen Shah is doing great, you guys. And she wanted to give a shout out to all of her fans. And she said, and admirers. And admirers.
Wait a minute.
She thanked her admirers.
Wait a minute. So she still has this stupid squad? Even
well,
though she's
I think
in jail, she has the squad.
Well, I don't, like I said, I think it's like mom talk. I don't think there's like a governing body. I think she's in her head. I don't think there's an actual fandom, but I think
she doesn't have those 8 assistants still.
No, it's like fake it. No, fake it till you make it. And like everybody that loves me, I'm doing great. And thank you for your constant admiration.
Okay.
Sure.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you both. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for listening. I hope this was okay.
Thanks,
absolutely.
Fantastic.
We'll see you soon. Thank you.
Take care, everyone.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Little Miss Recap. If you'd like to support the show, the best way you can do that is to join our Twin Flame universe, which is our Patreon, Supercast, and Apple subscription feeds. The links for those are in the show notes. You get ad-free episodes and a ton of bonus content. You can also subscribe to the feed so you don't miss an episode, share the show with a friend, and leave a 5-star review. To contact the show, please email me directly at amy@littlemissrecap.com or join our Facebook group Backdoor Friends. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next time.